Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast. I'm YouTube. Beast. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2019. The album. Is it gonna be this year? The album Dad AF. So what's up with this guy? Do you really like him that much? Yes, honey, I love him. He does a lot of nice things for me. Well, I know he used to do nice stuff for you, but what has he done for you lately? Back in the day, I knew every lyric to every Janet Jackson song that ever came out. My cousin Caroline and I, we would drive around. So this whole summer, she like was in charge of watching me. It was like babysitting, but I was too old to be babysat, so she was like watching me. And her entire diet for the summer was one Diet Coke and a ding dong. Don't follow that diet, it's horrible, but she did look good. She was kind of one of the mean girls, popular girls in high school. I totally wanted to be her. So anyway, don't even come to this channel today and be like, did somebody give Grandpa too much coffee? Listen, it is 7:59 a.m. I'm drinking my first cup of coffee this morning that I actually got from my vlog last night. If you don't know, I have a vlog. I post it every single day. I have for almost 3 years completely. At the end of this year will be 3 years I've been vlogging every single day. It's like an hour to an hour and a half every day. Some people call it like a podcast. They just listen to it over there and I talk about random stuff. So anyway, I went through Starbucks last night because I got up like at 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning. I went to bed super early last night and I got Starbucks. And so now I have Starbucks, my first cup of coffee. Peter, why are you up so early? What are you doing filming videos? You just must be so passionate about YouTube. Where's my fan? Well, yes, that. But I'm also going to the Horror Hound Festival. So let me just tell you, at 2 o'clock today, I think it's 2 o'clock, I will be sitting in the Saw panel, which means that I will be getting to listen to the entire cast of Saw. Shawnee Smith, oh my God, I cannot wait. And then at 3 o'clock, the Scream panel with Nev Campbell, Rose McGowan, oh my God, she dated Marilyn Manson, and David Arquette, and all these people, Jamie Presley. I am so excited. I am the biggest, well, not the biggest. I mean, I know there's people out there that are complete fanatics, but I am like a huge Scary Movie fan, and I cannot wait. I am going with my good Judy Melissa, and a lot of people have said that they're gonna be there too, and they're hoping to see me. So come up and say hi to me if you're at the Horror Hound Festival. Tickets are still available. It's running all weekend long, so you should come out there. It's at the Convention Center in Indianapolis. If you live in Ohio or Illinois, there's like stars from all over. You guys have no idea, okay? And the car Christine is going to be there. Not Christine Sydelko, but we're going to talk about that in just a second. But also the Jeepers Creepers truck. So why wouldn't you want to come out there? Listen, listen. Okay, this video is not sponsored, but don't you think it should be? All right. First of all, before I get in this video, I have another comment that I would like to address from yesterday, okay? I'm now addressing comments in my videos. So yesterday I did a video, and it was called James Charles Copies Jeffree Star, right? And it was about the fact that he had tweeted out this, does anybody need their bills paid for the month, right? Because, and I referenced how Jeffree Star has done a lot of nice things from they're such nice people, all of them! They're all a good bunch of good Judies. They should be sister sainted. Anyway, they're all a bunch of nice people. So anyway, they are, I know. And if you love them, they're probably even nicer. Okay, so this person, so I did this, okay, for the thumbnail, I thought it would be cute, funny, you know, haha. If I did like Jeffree Star with pink hair and James Charles with pink hair. So that was the thumbnail. It had absolutely nothing to do with the video, right? And then I put sister, sister in the thumbnail too. Sisters, sisters, we are just a couple. Whatever that words are, I don't know. Anyway, but my mom and I used to love that movie back in the day. White Christmas, I think. Anyway, so this person whose name is so appropriately titled, Girl commented on my video and said, because he has pink hair, just like Jeffree, and you didn't spell Jeffree right. You're such a huge fan of Jeffree, but you didn't spell it right. Copied Nicki Minaj's pink hair, just like Nicki copied Peppa Pig's fur, just like Peppa Pig copied Amy from Sonic. I don't even know these people. I don't know Amy. I don't know Peppa. I mean, Peppa Pig, my nephew liked about 3 years ago. Just like Peppa Pig copied Amy from Sonic's hair color and so on with this like sad face. And then somebody commented to them, I love this, Sojourning Weaver. Not Weaver, but don't you love her from Alien? She's not going to be there today though. But she commented and said, what if you actually watched the video? Because it like had nothing to do with the hair. And he goes, I have, with all these 3 emojis. No, you certainly did not, girl. Oh, I would never truly call somebody out for like a really hateful one on there, but I had to call that one out. And then there was another one on here that somebody, now I know that their profile picture was orange, but they came up with the new song for me. We'll have to find it and do another one. Okay, today we're going to talk about James Charles copies Jeffree Star. Now Jeffree Star comes out and he shades James Charles. And how did he do this? Well, he came out yesterday on his Twitter and he put up a picture of he and the Dolan twins standing there, and Jeffree Star put time to film something insane with 2 of these little emojis. I don't even know what that first emoji is. And then he added Ethan Dolan and Grayson Dolan. So apparently, James Charles and Jeffree Star are just using the Dolan twins to piss the other person off at this point, I guess. I don't know. Jeffree Star's done videos with the Dolan twins. James has done videos with the Dolan twins. We all know that the Dolan twins were part of the Sister Squad with Emma Chamberlain like a year ago. That has completely fallen out. One of the things that is interesting to me about this is that the Dolan twins are doing videos with Jeffree Star, but they all of them use each other for clout these days, right? The Dolan twins also sent their new cologne, because they have cologne that came out, to Jeffree Star, to Shane Dawson. Shane talked a lot about it, I think, on his Snapchat story. And you don't really hear James Charles talking about the Dolan twins a whole lot. But do you remember when Dramageddon 2 happened and all of these, you know, stuff came out and whatever, and the Dolan twins unfollowed James and Emma Chamberlain unfollowed James, and James came out specifically and said that the Dolan twins were some of the first people that contacted him to make sure that he was okay. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, okay? I'm sure it probably does. They seem like nice guys to me. They probably did reach out and say, hey, are you okay, right? But to this day, the Dolan twins do not follow James Charles on any social media platform. I looked. And James Charles does not follow them. Emma Chamberlain does not follow James Charles on any social media platform, and he doesn't follow her. That's very telling to me, right? That they reached out to you because they really care about you, but publicly they don't want to be sided with you. I don't know what that, I don't know what that says. I don't know what their feelings are towards James or why they chose that time, you know, to unfollow him. But the reality is that when all of that happened, a lot of people unfollowed James. A lot of really popular people, a lot of really famous people unfollowed James, and a lot of them followed him again. It's interesting to me that the 3 closest people to James, other than his friend Anthony and some other people, did not follow him back again, and yet they had no public falling out. So what is the Dolan twins and Emma Chamberlain's issues? Because they're still hanging out. The Dolan twins and Emma Chamberlain are still hanging out. What is their issue? Although people are speculating that they're not friends anymore, right? But they just did, like, I just saw one of them are supposedly dating Emma Chamberlain or something. I just saw them in a video right before Tana and Jake got married. So that was like 2 months ago. So yeah, they are still hanging out. So people are speculating, you know, like, well, what happened between the Dolan twins, Emma Chamberlain, and, I just dropped my fan, and just lost another fan with that one, another James fan. What happened with them, right? So then Jeffree Star comes out, and he is, this whole is like very much back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to me, right? You know, there's anybody in the world that Jeffree Star could collab with right now that he knows would be like, if he was sitting there and he was like, yeah, I really don't want to stir up any drama. Like, I just want to do a collab with somebody. Oh, who could I do a collab with that wouldn't be directly related to James Charles? Oh, I don't know. There's like, you know, the 500 out there that you could pick from, right? But he picks the Dolan twins. The Dolan twins, who are so closely associated with the history of James Charles. Do I believe that this is just because he loves the Dolan twins so much and he just wants to do another video with them? It was okay. I watched the first video with the Dolan twins and Jeffree Star. I wasn't that thrown out by it. I thought it was rather boring, in all honesty, okay? I think Jeffree Star has some really interesting videos out there. I think he has a creative, just genius, right? That video was not one of his most exciting videos. And so, to me, what it says is either pulling views because they're cross, you know, the pollinating the population, or it's a little bit of like this to James, right? There is something going on behind the scenes. When you sit back and you watch this stuff, and you also have to keep in mind that the Shane series is coming out, and we don't know what's in that Shane series, right? We don't know if he's going to talk about Dramageddon too. I cannot believe that it's going to be really hard for me to believe if Shane Dawson comes out in the series and he talks about the world of the beauty influencer and makeup and how to make a palette, and he doesn't reference Dramageddon, okay? Which then makes me question, how is Shane going to address Dramageddon without talking to Toddy and James and bringing all this up about it without making the series about Dramageddon? But you can't talk about the beauty industry and not talk about that if he's talking about one of the main players, and the time span goes over that, which makes me think that this whole series has had to have been re-edited and re-changed. Like, I do not believe the original series they came up with is the series that they're going to put out now. I think, and I have some theories as to why they have waited and they have waited and they have waited, right? You know? It's interesting to me that a lot of this palette making, the series stuff kind of coincided at the same time that Jacqueline's lipstick scandal happened. And I know Shane Dawson well enough to know that Shane Dawson's not putting out a product that anybody can come for, right? So if there is any possibility that he's going to put out a product that people are going to criticize at all or be able to have issues with, or 9 million drama channels are going to be able to make videos about, Shane Dawson's not putting that product out. He just isn't, right? So do I think there were problems with the palette? No. Do I think that he was worried about releasing the product so soon next to that? Yeah, I do. Do I think that this series has taken a turn 5 different times? Yeah, I absolutely do. I don't think the series they started with is the series that we're going to get. Do I think that Dramageddon at one point was in the series? Yes. Do I think it will remain? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. But they all know what this series is about, right? And I have to believe that James even knows what the series is about. There is some background game that is going on right now. You know, it's like when you're a super stan of these people, it's like you can only really see the sides you're seeing. But when you stand back and you're really objective and you don't really have any emotional investment in these people, it's interesting because you're like, okay, what is going on here? Like, they're both kind of like slightly poking the bear at each other. Like, this is a James Jeffree thing. It really, really is. And depending on what side you stand, if you love Jeffree, you're going to only see Jeffree's side. Be like, he's not doing anything. This is all James. And if you love James, you're going to be like, no, James isn't doing anything. This is all Jeffree. I'm just telling you, that's how it is. But when you sit back and you look at it, they're each doing this. Like, it's crazy to me, right? Especially when you talk about the age difference of 12 years, you know, and the difference between somebody being in their 30s and some being in their 20s and, you know, or young 20s and things like that. But they both take the age away, okay? You know, people always want to come on my videos and be like, well, James Charles is, you know, 20, and somebody said, like, you know, all the developmental stuff and whatever. Okay, he's still a public figure that has 15, 16 million subscribers. Like, that's huge, right? Like, you cannot say to somebody, I mean, I do grant him that he is younger and that he is going to learn as he grows, and I hope to God James learns as he grows. He has a lot to learn, right? But at the same time, you cannot, I mean, maybe somebody that's walking down the street that's in high school making some mistakes, we can go, well, they're struggling, right? They're young, okay? He owns an empire, okay? He has a lot of power and control. So to give somebody a pass that has that much power and control, I have a huge issue with, right? A huge issue. So I don't give him a pass on all that kind of stuff. This very calculated game back and forth is interesting. And I can tell you, because Jeffree came out and did this video with the Dolan twins, there will be backlash from James. Just wait, okay? It'll be a week. It'll be a week and a half. And it'll be very, very subtle. But just watch. James will do something in response to this. He will. James is not somebody that's going to sit and take the back seat to this. He's just not going to let Jeffree Star have this. He just isn't. And he knows that this is Jeffree saying to him, girl, I got one over on you. Sorry. He knows that, okay? And that's how it is. And when you look at it, people come here and be like, you're reaching, you're reaching, you're reaching. Y'all, let me just tell you, okay? You think these people just sit there and are having Sunday dinner with their families left and right. That's just not how it is. This is a vicious game of the beauty influencers out there, okay? And they're not going to just sit back and allow these people to just walk all over them. They're not. And James knows, because listen, if you go underneath this thread, people are like, oh my God, now the Dolan twins, stop killing me, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody says, me right now could, oh, wait. James Charles' party is over. James Charles is shaking right now. Then somebody's asking about the Sam from Seattle. And then people go in here and say, oh my God, I'm shook. James Charles is shook. So Jeffree stole the sister squad along with James Greer too. So when y'all come over here and you go, I'm reaching, no, everybody underneath here is saying it too, on Jeffree's thread. So Jeffree stole the sister squad along with James Greer too. I love it. Yo, this is my favorite reply. Where is Emma now? What WTF is going on? Like 1 year ago, the first sister squad video came out and not even 10 months later it was canceled. They all unfollowed James and now they are with Jeffree. Didn't Jeffree lie on Grayson's name? Or then somebody else goes on here because that was the allegations of Dramageddon 2, right? Which is interesting when you think about that Jeffree put out this statement, and now the Dolan twins, whose statement he put out, he said something about, are hanging out with Jeffree. Would make you think that maybe that statement, I don't know. I'm just saying, okay? It's interesting who's choosing to hang out with who. And it goes on here, all these people are saying stuff about James Charles. It's constant about James Charles, okay? And, you know, it's just really interesting to me that this is how the things are going to go down. Now, this is a power move, right? I also want to say that I think that this is smart business, and this is the difference between, like, Jeffree Star can collab with the Dolan twins, and we call that collabing, but we don't call that social climbing. Right? So, I don't know. You know, somebody the other day said, well, when you're friends with somebody, it's not social climbing, it's collabing, because you're collabing with your friends. Well, do Jeffree Star and the Dolan twins hang out that much? Like, I mean, I know they know each other, but are they good Judies? Like, do they talk on the phone? Do they text each other all day? I mean, I don't know. Like, I just didn't think it was like that. So, to me, that would be a business move. It would be collabing, right? Is that social climbing or is that collabing? If we're going to accuse Manny of it, are we going to accuse Jeffree and the Dolan twins of it too? I'm just saying, okay? Like, if we're going to hold somebody to the same standard, let's hold them to the same standard, right? That's all I'm saying. You know, or are they using each other? Because people accuse Manny of using each other, of using his friend. So are they using each other and just getting what they need and then moving on? I only see them hanging out when they're doing videos together. I don't see them hanging out any other time. That's just me, okay? I'm just telling you what I see, right? So I'm just using Manny as an example because he's the one that gets accused of this all the time. I will tell you what was interesting was when I was going through Jeffree Star's Instagram the other day, I think it was yesterday, and I was looking for a picture for the thumbnail. What was interesting to me was that if you go back to Jeffree's, it was when the Thirsty palette came out. So that would have been a year ago, right? When you go back to Jeffree's, when you go back to his Instagram a year ago, he was getting 200 and 300,000 likes on a picture, okay? And then you kind of watch it go up over time. And I watched it at the time that he posted like a picture with Garrett, and then he posted a picture with Shane Dawson. It's like him and Shane and James. I might actually use that picture for a thumbnail at some point. So it's him and James and Jeffree, and then it's like, it goes on and on and on, right? But at the time that he started doing the pictures with Shane and doing the Shane series, his pictures literally doubled, okay? They literally tripled. So this series with Shane Dawson has really been beneficial to Jeffree Star. It is, so when everybody's like, oh, this is good for Shane, this is good, it's been really good for Jeffree Star as well. I don't know who it's been better for, right? Do we call that social climbing? Do we call that collabing? What do we call, do we call that good networking? Do we call that a friendship? But it's also a video, it's also a docuseries. I'm so confused how we hold all this. All I know is that a year ago, when Jeffree Star was not necessarily the most liked person in popular opinion, his pictures were getting 200 to 300,000 likes. Now they're getting 1 million likes. So something changed over time, right? I thought that was interesting. And so it is smart, you know, to do collabs with other people. It is smart for him to do collabs with the Dolan twins and other people like that. Listen, Jeffree Star still pulls views from people of all ages. People love him, okay? 70-year-olds love him, obviously. He did a video with that grandma. That was actually I loved that video that he did. The grandma video. And then he also pulls views from like teenagers, right? So I don't think he really has to worry about it. I don't think that he's doing a collab with the Dolan twins to pull a younger audience. I think Jeffree knows he doesn't need to do that. Like, Jeffree Star is kind of like such an enigmatic character. I mean, I know people are going to come for me, okay, because there's people that don't like him, but he is kind of like iconic diva type, right? So people look to him as that. I don't necessarily think of him that way, but that's how other people see him, right? So he doesn't need to, I'm trying to think of an example, like, you know, in the public eye of somebody else that's like that. It's like he doesn't necessarily need to have a certain age group, right? I think it would actually be smart for him to start branching out. And, you know, he was doing there was like a Twitch gamer or something like that he went on a double date with, and I saw that picture come up, and I was like, this is interesting. Why? Has he ever hung out with them before? I can't think of the guy's name. You guys all know who I'm talking about, right? What is his name? Ninja or something like that. Anyway, I thought that was really interesting. I was like, is this all business? Like, what is going on here? Why are you all of a sudden doing like a Twitch person? So, you know, that was interesting to me, and I do think that a lot of it is all business, right? So, I don't know. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about is, you guys, yesterday, I think it was in my video. What's the tea, Christine? Listen, okay, I was so sad when I read this tweet. And I need to tell you, so many people sent it to me. I think that it was in my video yesterday that I said this, but I said something about the car that I was going to see in at the Horror Hound Festival. Christine, the car is going to be there. And I said, Christine Sydelko, what happened to her? If y'all don't know, I am a huge Christine Sydelko fan. I have been a huge fan of hers since her entire career on YouTube. I have watched her for several years. I love her rant videos. I think she started going south when, and listen, Elijah Daniel is funny in his own right. The two of them together kind of canceled each other out for me, and I think he kind of stole the spotlight a little bit for her, and then she kind of got messed up in that whole like Tana crowd and all that kind of thing. Christine Sydelko on her own was just such comic genius hilarity, right? She was so good. And so I kind of wonder what happened with her. I haven't seen her in a while. The last time she had posted on Twitter was 7/10 of this, July 10th of this year. And she had said, after extensive research, I've concluded that Sugar is my favorite member of BTS. Just some random tweet. You know, and I haven't really seen a whole lot of her. I know that she's friends with Chris Clemens and she hangs out with him, and I think she might live with him or something like that. But I haven't really seen anything from her, and I was kind of sad. I was like, what's going to happen here? Is she just going to leave completely? So in my video the other day, I said what happened to Christine Sydelko, and she said, she tweeted out yesterday, you guys, I quit the internet stuff, just FYI. It's such a trivial job. I can't stand the people getting in fake drama for attention or acting like they're a creative when they just film themselves living. It was sort of fun while it lasted, but I value my privacy more than followers now. See ya. So anyway, I guess that is Christine Sydelko signing off. I hope that she continues to use her creativity in some way that will, I don't know, that the world will continue to get to see it. I know I always enjoyed her content. I know that I thought she came from a really original place. I think we live in a world on YouTube today where there aren't very many original, creative people out there. I'm sorry, that's just how I see it. And with Christine Sydelko gone, I'm starting to think that there are only a few out there like Chelsea Lynn that are left that are absolutely hilarious and original and coming up with content. Amelia Fart, I think, is another person that's like that. And I hope that we continue to have those people on YouTube. I think it's important for the next generation of YouTubers to come up that don't always want to, you know, imitate the Instagram model or the influencer that has to live in an influencer house. That makes me very sad about YouTube sometimes, that it's kind of turned into that. And I miss the old days of somebody just coming up and creating a character or being funny or telling a story on YouTube. And that's the YouTube that I fell in love with. So sadly, Christine, I bid you farewell. I wish you the best, and I can't wait to see what ventures you have down the road. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.